Tonight we are launching the Queen's Park Swizzle. What's interesting is this is our first ever launch of a drink that was made over 100 years ago. What we believe is a quintessential Trinidad drink and something that we are going to push to become the national cocktail of Trinidad and Tobago.
We're about to experience something very, very interesting here. The recreation of the Queen's Park Hotel. It was actually created by, or conceptualized by Edgar Tripp in 1895. It has been gazetted here in Trinidad and Tobago. And a couple of years later, on January 16th, he opened the hotel. It was one of the few hotels in the Caribbean that could boast of electricity. He was actually behind the electrification of Port of Spain in that decade. So it's very, very interesting time. Trinidad was never one of those islands that tourists would flock to. Everybody went to Jamaica, Barbados, even Cuba. So the hotel would now become the center of social life here in Trinidad. There are a lot of visitors. We got a lot of visitors from far afar. People like the Duke of Kent and Princess Marina, they actually spent their honeymoon here. There were 2 movies made on the site, Rita Hayworth being one of the big stars at that time. So a lot of glitterati. Even Charles Lynchburg, when he crossed the Atlantic, he stopped in Trinidad to refuel, and it's been assumed that he stayed at the hotel. And of course, the hotel had the long bar where they would all enjoy a Queen's Park Swizzle. At least we'd like to hope so. They didn't have modern technology, so they didn't write a lot of it down. In fact, a lot of the visitor accounts had chalkboards. They detailed chalkboards in the veranda where the day's activities would be detailed. We don't write on chalkboards anymore, right? So it was a very interesting time for Trinidad. It was located right outside the Queen's Park Savannah, of course, where horse racing took place. Nowadays we do our carnival. It's our stage, but back then there was cricket, horseback riding. It was really, really the best location and the best place to have. History would show that hotel bars continue to be the platform for some of the best cocktails, and it's my opinion that hotels are a place for foreigners to come in and enjoy, and they, through word of mouth, they spread knowledge of the cocktails they've had. And it's, in my opinion, that's how the Queen's Park Swizzle was able to be exported, not through any grandiose marketing campaign, but really through word of mouth. Visitors who've come here and they've gone back and talked about that unique swizzling technique that they saw the bartenders doing. In fact, Annie Brassey in 1885, as far back as then, talked about visiting Trinidad and seeing the locals using a piece of stick that they briskly placed between their hands and swizzled. In fact, she's the one who we assume took it back to the Queen Victoria, who eventually swizzled her champagne.
It's a cocktail that has been around since the 1800s, but it's been lost, and the history behind it, why it's so special to us as Trinidadians. It's served all over the world, but yet not here. And it's something that is unique to us. It's the art of swizzling. It's something we've all grown up with, from your callaloo to your dal to getting licks with a swizzle stick.
When I travel internationally, there's always this claim to fame by my international colleagues. And you know, the US, through Prohibition, there are so many classic cocktails that have been created during that golden age of the cocktail, the Manhattan and the Old Fashioned. You have Brazil, who are proud with the caipirinha. You have Puerto Rico, who give you the pina colada. You even have Cuba, who are very, very proud about the mojito and the daiquiri. What is Trinidad claims to fame? Well, we're going to see this afternoon as we reveal the lost and forgotten Queen's Park Swizzle.
Now, we're featuring the Queen's Park Swizzle today. Now, this cocktail is a beautiful blend of fresh mint, beautiful citrus, all combined together with the Angostura 7-year-old dark rum. Now, this rum really captivates, the true essence of an exotic island. You have the blend of the molasses style of rum that Angostura is known for. Now, the 7-year-old on its own is a beautiful sipping rum. but incredibly versatile in cocktails. And this particular cocktail is a famous cocktail. Now I can say that because it was the house cocktail created right here in Trinidad at the Queen's Park Hotel. It was so famous that Trader Vic himself, when he came to Trinidad, in his book of Trader Vic, Food and Drink, he declared the Queen's Park Swizzle as the most delightful form of anesthesia given today. And again, this is a simple drink. Rum, sugar, mint, all combined together with heaps of crushed ice. A beautiful medley that's truly blissful.